How's it going, everybody? Bonezio6 here. It's time to do my new updated game room tour. I finally got set up in the spare room. Took a lot of time, but finally all done. So let's check it out. Got my regular old CRTV down here. That way I can still use all of my light gun games. Always gotta have one. I keep a couple of reserves. Then I have 50-inch, or actually it's a 55-inch LCD, and all of the systems hooked up. The Sega, all the combo units hooked up to it. PlayStation 3's all hooked up. PlayStation 2, PS1, GameCube, Nintendo 64, the Wii U, Atari Jaguar, my Sega Saturn, the original Xbox, the Master System, Super Nintendo, my Dreamcast, the Wii, and finally the Xbox 360. I do have the Atari 2600 and I believe the 5200 upstairs in the attic hooked up with a ColecoVision, but I have the games downstairs in the room. Next, I have the shelf for the Video Games Monthly and Retro Game Treasures. And then on this side, I set up all the games. Starting over here, this is pretty much PlayStation and all the other DVD-size based games. Up on the top, I have all of my PlayStation 1s. All in alphabetical order. Next up would be the Sega Dreamcast. I have a couple unopened ones that I got through Video Games Monthly. Still haven't gotten around to opening them. Took a long time putting them in alphabetical order. And I'm sure if you look hard enough, I'd probably find one here or there out. But then I went up to my original Xbox. Have basically every Halo game and all of the 360s. Then we can move on to the GameCube, and almost all of this GameCube is through Video Games Monthly. A lot of fun ones in there. I got to a couple of them, and a couple more down here. And then move on to the 360. With 360 is basically all fighting games. Adventure. Next up would be the PlayStation 2s. I haven't actually used my PlayStation 2 much. I had a Tiger Woods 06 out, or not 06. Yeah, I think it was 06. PlayStation 3. I think I'm up to about 30 games in the PlayStation 3. And my Wii U, which I just started collecting for that, so that's a smaller collection. And the Sega Master System, also small. Those, if I find around, I'll pick up here and there. I don't go out of my way to find them, though. Same thing with even Wii. I don't buy many Wii. The Zelda game, I believe, was the last one I bought there on it. Then we have my Atari Jaguar. Haven't gotten many of them lately. Not many around here at any of the shops I go to, so. Then I set up everything up on the top shelves. Some stuff is near mint in box. All that is complete in box. Power Glove's complete. Retron 5 is, I don't have that out. I haven't been playing many imports, so I haven't really used it. The Airstrike is also in box. Miracle Piano is in box. The Advantage is. The Power Set is. The two PlayStation 3 Elite Move Guns are complete in box. Control Deck. The Stack Up, that's complete in box. It's got one of those protective acrylic cases on it. That way I definitely make sure I don't ruin it. The Deluxe Set, that's like mint in box. The Guitar Heroes, they're complete in box. The Game Genies also complete. And I continued on to the next shelf. The U-Force is complete. Donkey Kong set is also complete. Game Genie complete. The Street Fighter Anniversary Edition, I wasn't going to open it, but just to know whether or not I got the limited glow-in-the-dark one, I wanted to know. So I did cut the cellophane down the side and looked inside, and I didn't get that one. I got the Ryu Red. But that's alright. I still am happy I got it. The 64 is now complete in box. Those two are also complete in box. The Black Wii is complete. The GameCube is out and over there. Switch is downstairs. The Wii U's over there on the TV stand. Xbox One is also downstairs. The 360 Reach, that is complete in box. And the original Xbox, that's over there on the actual rack down low. I wanted the black one out because in that box I have the limited edition crystal clear one, which I wanted to save on. Then I have two Game Gears in there with about, I think, 30 or 40 games. Then the Game Boys down here in this carrying case. There's about, I think, 20 games in that. Up top I have another complete in box Game Genie. That one's for the Genesis. I love Doom, so I've got to have a Doom box out, which I have all the games for. The Jaguar, that's out over there. That's an expensive system. I don't want to have just a backup sitting of that. The Innovation foot pedal, which, if anyone's watching this, do not buy it. It is terrible. It might work. It might not. It'll do the opposite of what you want. It'll shoot sometimes when you push the pedal. It's not worth buying. The Tekken 5 joystick, that's like mint in box. Doom 3 is complete. Dreamcast gun is complete in box. The Saturn light gun is also complete in box. The Dreamcast is complete in box. The 32X is complete in box. The Sega Saturn is actually out and over there. I do want to have a backup because I don't have a reserve right now. The Sega Genesis system, that is complete in box. And the Sega CD is not complete in box. I have some of it, but I also need to pick up a backup for that in case mine would ever break. Coming down here, I have my Nintendo off to the side. Everything's covered up. Then I have all the Nintendo powers. I'm missing, I think, 4. And then I'm complete from 1 to, I think, 116. Next down, I have about, I'd say, 20-something games for Sega Saturn. A lot of fun games there, too. Except for the sports ones right there at the end, though. Oh, terrible. Next up would be Sega CDs. And I think I'm about 35, 37 on these. I definitely, if I get one that is not in the jewel case, I go out and I buy at least a case to hold it in instead of one of the clear jewel ones that they give you with Retro Game Treasure. They're not bad, but that's not how I want to store mine. Next would be my Atari. Not many of them. Not really into Atari that much. Didn't have it as a kid, so... Next up would be, let's go with Super Nintendos. Final Fight Guy is over playing on the TV right now. I'm up to, I believe, 130 maybe of Super Nintendo. Sorry, the camera is not the best. Shaq Fu, everybody's favorite game. Love Super Bomberman. It's awesome. great game. Super Bomberman 2, also another really good game. Star Wars games, I really love them too, but they can actually get really annoying. They're hard, unless you have tons of thermal detonators. Zombies Ate My Neighbors, never completed it. Those are the only complete in box that I have, and they're they're in rough shape. Next up would be these are just non-licensed Nintendo games. In this case, like Pyramid, Puzzle, Captain Comic. Yeah, they're just all the games that I always said were never good enough to be licensed. But there's a hidden gem here or there in them. Next one would be the Camerica ones. I have almost all of them. I think I'm missing about two in general. But yeah, I just like them because they're the stupid gold cart. Usually I have a harder time trying to get these non-licensed games to play on my NES as well. Next up, we'll go to Nintendo 64. I'm at 130 of these, I believe. I got all the side stickers. Some of them are starting to peel off, though. I'm going to have to peel them all the way off, use some more rubbing alcohol on it, let it dry, and then reapply it. Fighting Force, I don't know. I'm not really too fond of that. Zelda, great game. Mario Tennis, great. Mario Party's great. The trilogy I liked a lot. Not too much to Sub-Zero. NBA Jams are nothing like the original NBA Jam. Quakes I like. I'm waiting for the Retro Fighters controller to come in the mail. And then we move over to this section of them. Smash Brothers, great game. Turok I like a lot too. Alright, and then we'll move up to the Nintendo collection. Everything has now been put in alphabetical order. All the Dungeons and Dragons there. Depending on how you want to alphabetize yours, you would put things probably in a different spot. A lot of baseball games. And finish the row off, Battle Chess. Bram Stoker's Dracula is not a bad game. Here's Bubble Bobble. Now to organize these, I use CLZ Games to keep track of everything. I'm up to approximately 1,480 games, so it's definitely useful to have some way of tracking what's what. Cool World's good one. Contra. Regular Flintstones. Nintendo, I'm up to approximately 709, 710. Godzilla 2 is there. Goonies 2, Gremlins. And then to start, I have some boxed ones also in there. Nightmare on Elm Street. I donated my better one to a YouTuber. And Battleship. I won't go through all of them. I'll do a more pan out view of what we got. RoboCops. Infiltrator. Isolated Warrior. I actually had gotten, that's the second one I had to get. The first one in shipment was smashed. Chiller in box, Color of Dinosaur. Contra Force, Cowboy Kid in the original box. All the Mega Mans. Clash Ball, Kung Fu, great game. Mike Tyson's Punch Out, love that. RC Pro Am, another really good game. Dragon Warrior, DuckTales 2. Flintstones, Surprise at Dinosaur Peak. Ren and Stimpy. Muscle, I always liked that game, even though it's not really that great of a game. Zelda, gotta have that. Everybody's gotta have Zelda. Bomberman, Bomberman 2, Bonk's Adventure, Bubble Bobble 2. Get a little quicker here. Zelda's, that one's a 5-screw. Those are just my variants that are up top there. Jetsons, Little Samson. That Little Samson box is a repo box, but the game's inside. Ninja Gaiden. All the Ultimas. Mario Brothers 3, gotta have that. I have that clean in box too. Just because I love that game so much. All the Tangent games are there. Turtles, got all them. Some of my favorite games. I have a lot of good memories of playing the Turtles. And Trog. Trog is another one of my absolute favorite games. Even had the, which I marked off my list of games, that's the remake retro version of it, because I know I'll never own a Stadium Events. And then we move on to, last but not least, the Sega Genesis. All these games here, from here to here, were donated by Retro Mike. They're all the sports titles, which he's awesome, he rocks. He donated them to my collection, which put me at, I believe, 130 something games now. And we got all those. Battletoads, great game on it. Battletoads Double Dragon's great. I like the Echo games. Even there I have the Golden Axe 2, Golden Axe 3. They're the imports. They're great games. I like them a lot. Lethal Enforcers 2. Toe Jam and Earl, I used to play that so much. Great game, I still remember it a lot. Zero Tolerance, never beat it. Played the hell out of it though. 32X games. Doom's still my favorite game. And then my loose carts. Echo 6-pack. Mega Bomberman, awesome game. NBA Jam, Rampart. Virtual Bart, I never liked that game. The X-Men's. And that is it, folks. That's a good start to what I'm going to be achieving in here. I'm probably going to change some things eventually as the collection grows. So I will probably be making another video sometime soon. I hope you liked it.